So do you own a home in Calgary, in Airdrie, in Okotoks or Cochrane? Whether it's a townhouse or apartment, you have to watch this video. You will probably, you may have seen headlines, but you won't fully understand until you watch this video and where we talk about the median prices and what's happening. And we're gonna dive into all the types and styles of homes, as well as all of the areas today. I have lots of numbers, lots of stats. Some of the numbers that you're gonna see here are just unbelievable. We have not seen a market like this. We're 18, 19 years in the market in real estate, and we haven't seen numbers like this at all, ever. And so before we do that, I want to encourage you, because we have a race to 12,000 subscribers this year. So I want to encourage you to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, because if you do, you're going to have a chance to win 1 month's mortgage payment or 1 month's rent payment for one of our subscribers once we hit 12,000 subscribers. All right, so let's jump right in. And let's start talking about, talking about the Calgary market first. So these are stats that we pull every month. It's on our website at chamberlaingroup.ca. And so when you go there and you look up Calgary real estate market, this is what you're gonna find. And to me, this is mind-blowing that 279%, well, 280% of all the homes that have listed in the last 3 months have sold. So what that means is, you can see right there, City of Calgary currently has a market sitting at 1.0 months of inventory. That's 1 month of inventory. That's the average. That's the whole city. That is all products. That is all types of homes. That is apartments. That is multi-million-dollar homes. That is everything, right? And you're at 1 month of inventory. So I can tell you that there are types of homes, some detached homes in certain areas of the city that have like days, not even months, it's days of inventory. The homes are selling within days and over asking. Now, not every home is gonna sell this quickly, because if you just price your home the way you think that you should have last year, it's not gonna work. You have to have a completely different strategy when going into this market. And so we want to help you with that. But reach out. If you're thinking of selling, please let us know, because we wanna help you come up with a strategy that is going to position you to get the results that you're gonna see in this report, in these numbers, all right? So let's jump into this. Here we go. We're going to talk about Calgary, Airdrie, Okotoks, and Cochrane, all right? And we're going to talk about median prices through all the different areas. And I'm just going to jump in because these numbers are, they're shocking, all right? So first off, we're going to talk about detached homes. So detached homes compared to last spring, May, June of 2021, compared to January, February 2022, all right? And in here, you can see the median prices for Calgary was $520,000, and now it's $555,000, okay? I'm gonna explain some of this in a little bit, because this is, I can't believe I'm saying this. This is low. This is low compared to what we're actually seeing on the market. And I'll explain that. That explains it. 450 to 589 in Airdrie, 480 to 580 in Okotoks, and 496 to 575 in Cochrane. So these numbers right here, that is the value, the median value of detached homes and the increases that we have seen compared to last spring. Now you may look at the Calgary numbers, and those numbers may just look a little bit low compared to everywhere else. So if you watch another video that we shot, how do you win in this market and what's kind of happening, I'll put a card up at the top here. It explains what is happening. Calgary has a lot of established areas, and we have a lot of newer areas. Now, where we're seeing price increases happening the most in the detached home market, in Airdrie, Okotoks, Cochrane, all these areas, is in these areas. Initially, it has started in kind of like let's call it the 2000, the year built homes and newer, just roughly, some of the newer areas, because why this market is happening and where this is coming from is we have a lot of home buyers, not investors, a lot of home buyers coming and buying resale properties that are newer. And why they're buying newer is because they just want to have something newer that they can move into, because many of them that are coming here and that we have helped as well are going to be buying a property and then moving here. They may not have seen this home. And sometimes there's a lot of times when we have offers, video tours, right? So we'll have a video tour with them, or show them the home virtually. And or sometimes people are buying them without even seeing it, even doing a video tour. It's crazy. And so why this number in Calgary is a lot lower than the rest of the areas is because we haven't seen prices go up in the inner city areas, the more established areas, as quickly. And why is that? It's just because there isn't anything on the market. That's it. That is all. It's not because values haven't gone up. It's just because there hasn't been anything coming on the market. The inventory is so low right now. And that is why the difference in the Calgary and the other areas, that's why we're seeing such a drastic difference in these increases in median values. All right. And now I can say very confidently that we have, over the last couple of weeks, our team has been involved in properties that are in the established areas. So let's just call it kind of your anywhere from Lake Bonavista down south up to Varsity, Thorncliffe, like kind of that circle in the middle of the city. That's all the more established areas. We have been in multiple offers where they have been unconditional and they have gone $100,000 plus over the asking price. So just a matter of time until these stats change and update with what we're seeing in the market, because Airdrie, Okotoks and Cochrane, they don't have 1960 houses that are being renovated and sold and whatever. A lot of them are 90s or sometimes 80s, but a lot of them are 90s, 2000s and newer, and that's what these out-of-town buyers are buying. Okay, so that's why we're seeing such crazy numbers in those areas and such a small number in Calgary. I spent a lot of time on that, but I really want you to understand that if you own a detached home in Calgary, so if you're thinking of selling, you have to position your home differently in this market, and you can't just go and ask what you hope to get. It's a whole different strategy. So reach out to us, info@chamberlaingroup.ca, and let's chat about a strategy that we can put together for you, because we want to maximize the value that you can get out of your home in this market we're February. We haven't even hit the spring market yet. So let's see what we can do. All right, let's move on. Semi-detached homes. So this is including duplexes, anything that's attached, right? Side-by-side, duplexes, semi-detached homes. And so comparing May and June of 2021 to January, February of 2022, so 60 days time frame on each of them. Last spring to January, February. I mean, this is like winter. It's not a typical hot market, but let's see how it plays out for the semi-detached homes. So for Calgary, the median price was $426,950, and now it's $515. It was in Airdrie $365, and now it's $412. And in Okotoks, it was $518, but now it's actually $475, and I'll explain that one. And in Cochrane, it was $384, and now it's $447. So this is the value, the median change in prices that you can expect in a semi-detached home. Calgary's gone up $88,000, Airdrie has gone up $47, Cochrane's gone up $62, and Okotoks has gone down $42. And that's not fully true. And the reason is because there's not a lot of attached and semi-detached properties in Okotoks that have sold. So again, back in the spring when I pulled these stats, back in the spring it was more 1,600 square foot type properties on the median side. And then January, February, it was like 1,000 square foot property. So it was very different. That number got really skewed. But I can say that a 1,600 comparing back then to a 1,600 comparing now, it definitely has gone up in those areas. So again, if you have a semi-detached home or something like that in any of these cities in Calgary, Airdrie, Okotoks, or Cochrane, let's chat. You cannot just put the home on the market, list it at what you think and think you're going to get negotiated, or just list it and expect to have multiple offers. There's a strategy you got to employ to make this work for you. So let's chat, info@chamberlaingroup.ca, and we'll help you put something together to make the market work for you instead of what it has been for the last couple decades. Townhomes. All right, so you may have seen some news articles that we've been a part of in the Calgary Herald and in the Financial Post, where we talked about townhomes and townhouses and apartments are finally going to start seeing their day. They're going to have their chance. And here we go. We were right, because here are some of the numbers. Last year, spring, May, June, Calgary's median price for townhomes was $307, and now it's $340, January and February of 2022. Airdrie, it was $288, and now it's $325. That's a good one. Okotoks was $237, and now it's $285. And Cochrane was $295, and now it's $350. So you can see there has been some really good median increases happening in the cities, Calgary and surrounding, in terms of your townhomes. But again, the townhomes are not necessarily just going to sell really quickly. You have to have a strategy. You can't just price it. So if you think it's going to sell for, I don't know, $360, you can't just price it at $374 and then expect to negotiate it down. Buyers want to fight for houses right now. It is very different. And so as a seller, as a homeowner, as a town homeowner, you have to position your home in the market in the right way to get the most value that you can out of it. So that is what we're seeing for townhomes in the surrounding areas and as well as Calgary. All right, apartments, condos. This is the one product that has been beaten up like crazy over the last decade. And it's if you've owned a condo and you still own a condo, you know what I'm talking about, all right? And so what are the numbers like for apartments and condos now? Let's take a look. All right, compared to last spring, May, June 2021, they were at 232 in Calgary. In January, February of 2022, we are now at 245. So we are starting to see the median prices increasing. This could continue. This trend could continue for this product. All right. Now in Airdrie, it's gone from 167 to 182. Okotoks has gone from 229 down to 218, so it's gone down a bit. And Cochrane is 215 to 237. So to explain the Okotoks number, again, there's just not a lot of sales that happen. So we're dealing with a real small pool of properties and stats. So it's just swayed the numbers quite a bit. But we're finally seeing some decent median growth compared to last spring, compared to like January, February. You have to remember, this is a January and February market. We have not even stepped into 2022's spring market yet. And when we do, all of these numbers for apartments, they're gonna change. All of this, especially Calgary's number, this number right here that we're gonna start seeing, that is really gonna change as more people come to the city. And as prices increase for detached, semi-detached, and row houses, buyers who are fixed at a certain price point, they're gonna have to start looking at different products because they're gonna get priced out of the market. So that is our market update. And I hope you've seen what is happening in these areas in Calgary, Airdrie, Cochrane, and Okotoks. I mean, the median prices compared to last spring to right now, over the last 60 days, some of those numbers are mind-blowing. Over $100,000 increased value that we're seeing. And I, as a buyer, you're fighting for your homes. And as a seller, you don't want to list your home until you find something because properties come on and off so quickly. And to put yourself in a situation where you don't know where you're going and all of a sudden you sold your home, and sure, you made $100,000 over and you don't have plan B, like you don't know where you're gonna go, that's not a great place to be. So we wanna help you put a strategy together. We want to position your home that you own in Calgary, Airdrie, Cochrane, or Okotoks. We want to help you position that home in such a way that you can profit from it the most that the market is going to give you right now. And for those people that you sellers or owners that have townhomes and apartments, just wait. I mean, this spring market, we're going to start seeing more buyers, more people, and it's just going to change. It's going to change in terms of the values, and you're going to start to be able to sell your properties for what you paid, or maybe even more. In some of those markets, we're just getting back to some of the highs that we saw before. So on that note, if you have questions, you want to reach out, you want a true strategy, you want to deal with someone like us that has a lot of expertise and a lot of knowledge in what's happening in the market, reach out to us, 587-316-5400, or you can email us, info@chamberlaingroup.ca. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.